Friends, thank you for watching my channel. I just want to remind you, if you need wallpaper, go to www.wallpaperboulevard.com. Tell them Spencer sent you. In fact, if you use my hashtag, Spencer Colgan is wallpaper, they'll be sure to give you 10% off at your checkout. No matter how much you order, they have a wide selection of wallpaper. Check it out. Tell them I said hello and enjoy your discount. We're coming to the Killpoint. We started there. We went all around. And we kept going. And we anticipated this was about to happen. And we're about to come to the point at which the last sheet meets the first. If you just began hanging paper, you might say, Spencer, just ended in a corner. A designer told me that from Texas. I was wallpapering a Schumacher in a restaurant in St. Petersburg, Florida, and neither the owner of the restaurant nor her designer knew what each of them was talking about. So the designer flew in and said, "This is expensive wallpaper. You should end it in the corner." If you look up Spencer Colgan monkey wallpaper, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I said, that is absurd. Why would I do that? She said, that's where we all do it. I said to her, you don't really hang paper. And so the point at which your last sheet joins the first is a strategic consideration. First of all, ideally speaking, you don't want someone entering the room and looking at your kill point. Secondly, you do not want your kill point to be a long piece of wallpaper. You want it to be as short as possible. Let me give you an example. Let's say that this mid window went all the way up. We could make our kill point down there. You see that space? But that's not the case. And so the point at which the wallpaper kill point is least conspicuous is always going to be usually going to be above a doorway, but you may not have a doorway. But it's going to be that point where somebody doesn't turn around. They're just not going to look up there. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that you can make a mess of your kill point. It's simply going to be an artistic rendering of the best case possible. And that is to say that when you put this sheet on, you need to make it look like that this sheet and this sheet are the same sheet. That's all. And that is why it is important that your pattern is the same at the top all the way around the room, because when you get to your kill point, guess what? If your medallions, that's a medallion, that's a medallion, that's a medallion, one's here and the other's there, you messed up. So let's do it. So let's first take note of the fact that when I began the job, I left this freestanding because of what's about to happen. If this were installed and stuck, now I gotta do a wallpaper removal on my kill point. I don't wanna do that. It takes too much time. So I left it open, how many inches? 8, 9 inches, Because now, look at it, and now look at this pattern. You see this medallion here? That's what's here. I mean, we almost have the best case scenario, right? And so now, I'm going to try to make these look like, like they belong. And what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to install this counterpart. See this piece? I'm going to install the piece that should go next to it and then just trim it into here. Let me show you. So I trimmed my piece down And here is the piece that would go. So I'm going to make my cut. You see this face here? It's like Barney. That's how I've been remembering this part of the pattern. So remember Barney the dinosaur? Okay, that's from like the 90s. So I'm gonna match it up over here, and then I'm going to make my cut somehow over here. Okay, I'm gonna first paste it all up to make it stick. So now I just pasted it down. And now I'm gonna superimpose this piece and see where my pattern matches up and where it doesn't. Okay. 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 Now that piece matches up, right? Simulate installation, okay? Get that paste under it. Make believe this is going in. This way you can get it all pasted down. Okay, now let me trim the top and the bottom. No, I haven't done it yet. Okay, here's where we meet up and here's where we don't. Now, when you decide to start cutting, you want to use a single edge. This is the thinnest blade you're going to get out there, okay? I highly suggest that you use it. So, where can we do this? Oh, look at that. You see this area here? Same thing underneath it. Okay, guys, this is an easy one. I would rather have a more challenging one to show you. So, I mean, you know, wouldn't you agree this is kind of easy? I should leave this bold and kind of cut in this area. Just kind of cut in this. It's taupe, T-A-U-P-E color. I don't know what it looks like to you on the screen, but I'm gonna try to go like this. So that means I'm gonna do this. You agree? So you try to remember where your line is, where you're making your line. Look at that, I'm right over the doorway right there. So that's where I wanna make my cut. Now, can you do this with a camera in your hand? I can't. La dee 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 dee. Oh, it's getting hard on the fingers. Let's see how I did so far. I feel like Mr. Rogers. You know? Am I coming out good? Yeah. Pretty much. You know, we can go to the right a little bit. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? What do you think? Now, I think the hardest part is making sure that you cut through what you're supposed to cut through. Otherwise, it's going to be a real pain in the butt to disconnect this stuff. Oh, where are you? The cut is so good that I'm trying to, I'm just gonna have to take this off. I hate doing that, as you know. Those of you who watch my channel, You see, I went, this is why you leave your last piece kind of freestanding. So that you can get this off easily. Okay, I see my cut right there. I mean, ideally. You see my cut? It's there. It's just you gotta be gentle. I mean, you gotta press hard. But when you're a YouTube star and you're trying to video for your fans, I mean your viewers, you know, this gets hard. Now, the benefit that I have that you don't is if I mess this up, you never get to see it because I don't publish it. So you get to think that I'm always right. Wouldn't you like a marriage like that? Where you're always right. Always right, always correct. All right, how would you like that? Gotta put some paste under that. Now, what do you think? What do you guys think? I mean, folks, if you think, oh, Spencer, you're great, let me just tell you something. This wallpaper is great. This is a lot harder with different wallpaper. Okay, let me show you what it looks like from the ground floor. Okay, there you have it. So you can see how we made it look like it all belongs. This medallion and that medallion, they're fully intact. Then you have that central pattern that has not been obscured by our splice. I think we did a pretty good job because I think when you have large medallions on your wallpaper like we have here in this case, it's a lot easier to hide the small stuff. You see, it's kind of easy, right, to cut through this. But if we had flowers all over the place, it'd be harder. Okay, so that's how you join the first piece to the last. This is your kill point, or it's been called a fake out as well. Fake out. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please click on like and subscribe to my channel.